Hello, Seth here from macOS10screencast.com. In this screencast I'd like to show you, in my opinion, a fantastic application which is called iFlicks. You can download this application at iFlicksapp.com, and I think it's just brilliant because it fills the gap, between a movie collection manager and a music or file organizer, because nowadays we tend to have a lot of videos, we also tend to have a lot of music files, but if you are, like in my case, you don't want to be using so many applications, so many different applications especially, you tend to be using one single application which handles the job very well. And if you are like me, you tend to be using iTunes a lot, because iTunes seems to be the perfect companion for music and video. Bringing all your movies into iTunes should be easy and fun, and iFlicks tries to fill that gap by easily converting all your movies into a iTunes file that iTunes can recognize and play with. So, in order to get us started, we have here an open tab in Safari, and I have here a video. And I'd like to show you in this part of the screencast how to save a YouTube file to your hard drive, because this is very easily done. If you're like me, you tend to be using no special applications and try to work with the current possibilities. And I'd just like to open this file now, and you see instantly YouTube tries to fetch that file and tries to play me that thing back. This takes a while because I'm currently at an awful student network, and let me just stop that video. And to actually get a video file from YouTube, you just need to go to the window here, and here you select the activity viewer. And when you activate the activity viewer, let me just move or make this window a little bigger. There you see your currently open tabs, and here you see the YouTube Mesa Boogie Lone Star special demo, and here you see the biggest file which is currently being downloaded. This file is about 7.5 megabytes, and this seems to be our video file. Just look for the biggest download, and you can be very, very sure that it's your file you want to download. And it's very easy to get the file. Just hold down the Option key while double clicking on that single line, and then you will see the download window will appear where the file is being downloaded. Now, I have already done that, so let me just skip that download here, and let me move Safari out of sight. I've already iTunes opened, but we don't need that either. But what we really need is iFlicks. So just let me grab that video, let me put it straight into our iFlicks application. Here you see that now iFlicks has grabbed that file. We can choose what we'd like to do with that file. Oops, that was a little oopsie by me. We can reference that file, which actually just creates a link to that file. We can flatten the QuickTime movie, which is the most appropriate one. We can use the universal format, which actually just converts the file, or pick a couple of other options here. For now, we'd like to just stay with the flatten to QuickTime. I would really recommend this option because it's just brilliant. I've now selected that file. We can actually just quick look at that video here. This will take a while to load because it's a flash video.
So here's the Mesa Boogie.
Looks good. So I really would recommend that you install the QuickTime extension, which is called Perian, which is just brilliant, I think, because you can actually just play flash videos from YouTube inside every QuickTime capable player, like iFlicks is, in this case the quick look viewer. And when you're done with that movie, you just click here on start. You can also resize the view here, but I won't do this now. Just let me stick with the currently selection. You can actually just delete the original file, but I wouldn't do that either. Just click on start, then a window will appear which says, you know, the conversion has been started. It has already finished. This took about, you know, 5 seconds, 3 seconds, I don't know. And I'm just on a MacBook, and when I switch to my iTunes library now, I don't want Genius. You see here that we have this beautiful movie we can actually just watch from iTunes. But let's go back to iFlicks. Let me close this window. Let's say when you have a movie, and I just like to hide both applications now. You see here I have a couple of movies on my desktop, and let's say you have The Big Lebowski, and just drop it onto the application, and you will see immediately when I drop this movie onto iFlicks that here a searching indicator will appear, which actually just goes straight to the web. It parses the file name and tries to look up the metadata which is assigned to that movie and fill it in. And if you just want to be sure that the correct metadata is being written to that file, you just click the small gear symbol here, and here you can look up all the information which is needed, like the release date, which actors have been performed in the movie, which directors. You can even set a custom image to appear inside your library, and so on and so forth. And again, here you set the definition, which content rating. You can even rate it. I mean, the power of iFlicks is so amazing in this particular part. And I mean, you can really, this sets really apart iFlicks from all the other applications which basically do the same thing, but not as good as iFlicks, of course. Just click on OK when you're satisfied. And again, just click start. The window will again appear and a nice scroll notification. That will take some time until the video has been converted, but after it's been converted, it will appear in iTunes with the correct metadata and all that stuff. And I will come back when iFlicks has actually finished converting. Now we are finished. You see inside iTunes we have our second video now with a beautiful preview picture, and we can do some more stuff with iFlicks. Here I'd like to emphasize on the rules section. The rules section is somehow special because you can do very, very, you know, custom stuff to your videos. Like you just add a rule here, and let's say whenever a file comes in, you can choose the video when had its file name been parsed, or the metadata is being loaded, or even when the size has changed. You can do certain rules or actions to that file. Like in my case, when the video file name has parsed, I'd like to set this the artwork to yeah, let's pick an artwork. Like in my case, I'd like to use this open dialog. So I just make a screenshot of that open dialog and save it to my desktop, and like to pick this one. So whenever the video file name has been parsed, I'd like to set the artwork to that screenshot, which is actually just dumb or silly, but for our use case it is sufficient. So just let me drag that file here. But first, I forgot one thing. Let us go back to the rules. I want, when the file name has been parsed and the name contains Simpsons, I want to set that artwork to that screenshot. So let's fulfill our task. You see that the task has been fulfilled, but we don't have that artwork now on our movie because we have forgotten one thing. Here, when we are in the rules section, we need to first stop looking up any metadata. So let's say we don't want to turn metadata lookup to off, and here you see that the turn automatic metadata lookup is actually the second rule.